Welcome to week 9, and we're going to take you through what we managed to do this week. So last week, after cutting down another round of our teak, they were placed pretty much all over here. They went all the way down to that section over there, and as you can see, they are pretty big, and so it was quite a challenge to get them over here. I took some knowledge from a documentary I saw in Egypt, where we put down all the different little sticks along the way and then pushed it slowly but surely to this point, and then from here we elevated it up so it's off the ground. Our main reason for getting it off the ground is obviously to keep it dry, and with the hopes that we can use this wood later on with some of our other structures. So in and amongst the mixed language communications, we managed to understand from our helper as well as a few neighbors that every couple of years a very strong wind comes through. So we've got a lot of teak on that part of the land, which borders a road as well as some neighboring houses. So it was advised to us that we get some climbers in just to trim it so that there's not so much bulk on the teak, so when the winds come through there's less pull on them. We climbed maybe 30 or 40 teak. We trimmed it out. Another amazing reason for doing this is to get in some more sunlight and airflow for our trees. So after finishing it off, it looks absolutely amazing. We can see so much more sky and it just feels a lot more open, so we're really glad we did it.
Oh, we jumped. It's beautiful.
While we had the climb around, there was this dead teak. We weren't sure why. It wasn't a very old teak, it was quite young, but we could see all the leaves were dying, so we definitely need to take that down. We came down to two things. We saw a very big crack middle of the way through. We thought maybe it could be lightning, and when we started looking lower down, we saw it was quite infested. When we cut it down though, the infestation only went maybe 30 centimeters, so we do think that it was dying more from the crack in the middle of the trunk. So I don't know, doctor. So although we haven't really had much focus on our other part of the land, which is where we're standing at the moment, we did take a walk through and we got our tree cutter and climber to come through and trim a few of the teak that are still very young, but we wanted to get some of the lower leaves down and out the way to bring some sun in. And then also a lot of the trees were planted and never really looked after too well, and they were very crooked and things like that. So we took those down to make place for other fruit trees. And we managed to get our stacking system on this part of the land, which is great because it was a lot of wood. And we can get this covered. Hopefully in the next while it'll dry up and we'll be able to use it for firewood or anything else that we feel fit. Both the plastic and our stone arriving this week, we got busy taking the stone down to the bottom along the stream in order to prep for, really starting the stream. It'll be interesting. We got to the pump shop because I needed to, really speak with some locals and see what pumps are available. We sort of realized that the pump that we're going to need to pump from all the way down there to the top, which is about 15 to 17 meters, is going to be, first of all, quite a pricey pump, and secondly, it's going to consume a lot of electricity. So we've reassessed that, we've adjusted our plan and our layout, and we're just taking it down to this little pond system over here, and that's about 9 meters from the top pond. So a positive that came out of us changing our minds with regards to the length of our pond system is we can spend more time and attention on the section that we have. So I've already started just widening it a lot. So I've started that over here. So next week coming, I'll finish it off all the way to the pond system. Last week we received some pictures and options for door frames and windows. We're going the traditional route to keep it quite a local feel with this building, which is the workshop. And after seeing some of the pictures and the prices, we weren't too happy. And Amy started speaking with our local host where we're staying at the moment. And he recommended his nephew actually that does this. So we went around there and we saw some amazing quality things at good prices, and we even ended up using extremely good wood, which is binkarai, as our door frame, so these are going to last forever. And yeah, super stoked, and I can't wait to show you guys the final product. The progress so far has been very, very good. We're extremely happy. We've got all 4 walls pretty much to height. This wall over here is where the height it's going to be, and which makes a nice open view for us and really an open feel, because we didn't want too much of a closed building feel. So we've left this open, and we've got 2 doors and 2 windows, which is great. So previously in our design we had a concrete countertop going all the way, which we've now cancelled. Feeling out the space, I think it's best for us to put timber counters, possibly even ones on wheels that we can move and adjust the space accordingly, because we're sort of feeling that even though it's a workshop, it can have all different uses in the future. So we just want to leave all our options open. So another interesting little element that we hadn't foreseen, so the local traditional windows and doors, and this is actually a traditional old school one, not one of the new ones that are made to look old. All their windows open inwards, which is completely different to the way we've done it at home, but we've ended up sticking with it instead of flipping the frame around, because our door is also going inwards, so it's not ideal, but yeah, I think we'll make it work. So while we're feeling out the different areas of the land, one of the things that kept drawing us to do, and that was to climb a tree, and doing it the first time as an adult is something new to us. So we started doing that on a couple of the durians, also just cleaning out some of the dead twigs and things like that. Yeah, it felt so good to be in the trees. We ended up being in there for quite some time. 2 days later, I did realize it's extremely intensive actually. My stomach muscles were sore, my arms were a little bit tired. So yeah, I'm looking forward to climbing some of the bigger trees and doing their pruning when needed.
From not knowing where to start with finding good quality fruit trees, we started asking some questions, and before we know it, we have so many options. So firstly, we met a lady who has an organic nursery. She had some amazing options for us. Fruits that we didn't even think were possible to grow in the tropics, which is really exciting. And then on the way back, we took a different route home, and we came across this incredible plant nursery. Feels like exactly what we have been looking for. They had so many fruit trees, all in really big size, healthy planter bags. They looked really well cared for, lots of water, good structures. So we're looking so forward to choosing our trees and getting them in the ground as soon as possible. What you making?
I'm making a little trellis of cucumbers. It also has a little bit of a divider wall between us and the neighbours, where we don't have many boundary plants.
Made from bamboo from the land.
Finally made it down to the river. Oh, pretty.
It makes sense. They don't eat fruit, but they break